You're watching News 24 Live. Today, the Supreme Court of Appeal replaced Oscar Pistorius' culpable homicide conviction with murder. The case will now go back to the Pretoria High Court, where the appropriate sentence will be handed down. To discuss this latest ruling, we are joined in studio today by criminal law expert William Booth. William, thank you very much for joining us again.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, I beg your pardon. That's what kind of a day it's been here. What was your initial reaction then to today's ruling? An unanimous judgment, and what kind of precedent has this set in criminal law?
Yes, no, definitely unanimous judgment. I think it's the correct ruling. You know, throughout the whole issue with what did the facts say? The facts said 4 shots into a tiny area, knowing that somebody's behind the door. Is that not, you know, logically? Don't even go into all the legal debate. From a logical perspective, is that not murder? So I think they were 100% online. It seemed to be what they were debating during the argument previously, although one can't go on what is said by judges in court during legal argument. You know, you've got to wait till the judgment. So they seem to be quite correct. Judge Masipa incorrectly dealt with this concept of dolus eventualis. And we all know that there was no issue of self-defense. I mean, there was no danger to Oscar. There was no imminent danger, and one can accept, look, you know, he might have found himself in a vulnerable situation. But the court also said, what version do you accept? He'd given so many versions during his testimony in court. So, you know, that is a factor the court must look at. If an accused's version is reasonably possibly true, well, then the court can make a finding based on that. But when you don't have a version, you've got to look at the facts and make certain deductions, draw certain inferences from that. So, you know, every case is based on its own merits. You can't say, well, because Oscar's now been found guilty of murder, that the next person, it's going to happen with the next person. Obviously, the concept of dolus eventualis was explored. That is not a new concept in our law. It's been debated for a long time. It's been dealt with in a number of cases in the High Court and the Supreme Court of Appeal. So, you know, the next case, they may refer to Oscar's case when dealing with this concept, but every case is dealt with on its own very particular circumstances and facts.